Digitize and monetize with iEnt Live, the only platform that provides complete digital support for entertainers, promoters, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Leverage our one-stop digital ecosystem that will allow you to promote your music, sell albums, and host paid events, host webinars and sell courses, promote your concerts, sell tickets and live stream events, and market your business or project to generate new customer leads, traffic, and more. This is all supported by our homegrown AI-driven digital marketing infrastructure that has successfully served hundreds of clients around the world. To learn more, send us a message or call 765-4641.
Hi, good evening, and welcome to Bloodline podcast on iEnt Live. My guest this evening is Pan Trinbago Northern Region Chairman and Music Coordinator of Shell Invaders Seal Orchestra, Desiree Myers. Hi, Desiree. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, Peter Ray Blood. I'm fine, thank you. I'm blessed and highly favored.
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to have me.
So tell me something, Desiree. Tell me something about, your beginning. Where were you born? Something about your family life, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot. Okay, so how long is this recording for?
About 30 minutes.
Oh, cool. Okay, let's see how we can fit all of that in there.
Just tell me where you're born and something about family.
Okay, I was born in Four Roads, Diego Martin. As a matter of fact, I grew up with my grandmother and grandfather in Charles Street up in Four Roads, Diego Martin, and then I started to give a little trouble and stuff in school. And I went to live with my aunt, who I grew up with in Benedictine Street in Carnage. My aunt and my cousin, who is also around my age. She's a female also. And therein, I started off my whole entire life. I lived with her for over, I left home by her when I had my son. So I've been there for a lot of years. I grew up in Carnage, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now I reside back in Four Roads.
Okay. Tell me something about this. Where did you go to school and what were your hobbies?
Okay, I went to first I started off in Carnage Government School, and then I went to St. Rose's Girls RC. From St. Rose's Girls RC, I went to Mokrapo Junior Sec for 1 month, and then I was transferred to Woodborough Government Secondary. And I stayed there my entire time. I repeated in Mokrapo Senior Comprehensive, and then I taught for a while in a kindergarten, and then I went to Servo Life on the Beatamdale, where I pursued catering and stuff.
Okay. So, as a young girl growing up, what were your hobbies? What do you like doing?
What was my hobbies? Besides being wild and playing all kind of things that these young people that don't play today, but my hobby most and foremost was netball. Plus I played with a club, Carib Senators. Back then it was called Carib Senators. And of course I loved cricket, so I used to play my little cricket and thing to, anything to go out there and play outdoors.
Yeah.
And then I had to make a decision between netball and pan, and I picked pan.
So, how the pan things? What influenced you? What got you into that?
Well, Peter, to tell the honest truth, I got into the steel pan from in school, from in Woodbrook, from Form 1. A friend of mine who is a senior educator now at Costat.
Yeah.
We were in the same class in Form 1, and she interested me to, she got my interest to go to the pan yard with wood trim. And our first experience there was in Invaders Panyard. That's to tell you, I was like about 13. We went to the Panyard, and from there on, that was it. It was all over. There I met a lot of my friends who are still my friends now because, it was Woodbrook and Trinity. And one of my main friends who is our ranger now, Arden Herberts, we have been friends since then to now. So, she ended up leaving. Her name was Helen Williams. Helen Williams Cumberbatch, sorry. She left me there, and I just stayed on from then until now.
Well, you have made a lot of strides in the steel band business. The music coordinator of one of the oldest steel bands in the world, as well as being the chairman of Pantrinbigo Northern Region. How it feels as a woman in a male-dominated environment? How you navigated that terrain and got to where you are?
Peter, Wow. I want to go to Invaders with respect to that, right? Because back then, in the old days with those senior guys to us, Francis Wickham and Ken Jones and Hamill and Dasheen and all of those guys, especially Francis Wickham. At that time, we had a little uprising in the band, and I could remember that Roxanne Christian, she was the acting vice captain. And Peter, we come on the road Juve morning, going on the road for Juve morning, right? Francis bring out the iron and thing, and we were young because, a lot of us came from Woodbrook Sec and we stayed on in Invaders, only the majority of the ladies. And in their domain, they did not want to accept the fact of, worse yet, youth, and then on top of which, woman, so to speak. And Francis made a comment because Roxanne, she was the, as I told you, acting vice captain, and I was the secretary of the band. And he made a comment, no woman in telling me what to do, because she gave a directive, or y'all, look, we going out on the road now and get your iron and this and that, or get instruments. And he took offense to that. He was most upset, and he caused a hole in steel band terms bacchanal that morning because he did not want to take the directive from a woman. He was most upset. They felt like they were like, that should just not happen, know? And it was an eye opener for me. You're young, and they kind of like this, and you looking like you afraid. It's like, what's going on here? But we didn't play that morning because we decided if that's the way they wanted to carry on, we can't be a part of it. And we pretty much kind of chipped behind the band because they were pushing the racks up on Travelry Road. Not the Juve, not the Republic.
I know, yeah.
So they were pushing the racks up Travelry Road, and we just were chipping behind. And because we felt so hurt, and of course I'm supporting her in the way in which the treatment that was meted out. But then, we let good sense prevail and decided, it's our band, let's go and play. And we went and we just kind of put that aside, and we went and we played. But, it's something that remains vivid in my memory back then, how that kind of woman creeping into their domain that they didn't so much accepted, But outside of that, outside of Francis and they, we never got that kind of gender identification type of thing in our Panyard. It was always accepted after that. Time evolved, and we never really faced any kind of feeling like it's as a woman and you can't tell me what to do or whatever. I must say that being in the position that I am, it's always been that amount of respect that I will always get from senior players to younger players, and there's never anything about that. As I said, gender identification to say you're a woman, I'm a man, and in this kind of world, it never. I never felt intimidated by it. Never did, because of the amount of respect that I got. And at the end of the day, it's about the individual competence that would, you know, that you can bring to the table, pretty much. And you want to qualify to do what you have to do. So I never let that get into my way in any type of leadership, be it in the band or be it in the region. It's always about that outright respect.
What was the most memorable steel band moment?
My most memorable steel band moment is when the band went to Brazil in 1996. And we performed at Campo de Jordão. This is a place way above sea level. And we were in this kind of a dome area, but it have a hill.
Where's that place?
This is in Brazil.
Wow.
This is in Brazil. And the place that it took us to, we went there to do a performance. And one of the places, as I said, that stands out in my memory is Campo de Jordão, where we did a performance and we weren't seeing the audience, but we were hearing everybody. They were fascinated, of course, by the steel pan, but the fog, Peter, was so thick that you could not see the audience. But the audience, for some reason, because like they could see, they were seeing us and they were enjoying every moment of our performance. And for me to remember that so way back, I mean, it's because it was amazing to me. Yeah. I just couldn't put my finger on it. We were like, I would say, lords over there. You couldn't walk and they not recognizing you, and they want, and as a young person, you out there and you're signing autographs and all of that, Yeah. This also went on in different trips that we have been on to Missouri and Silver Dollar City, Missouri, and Festival of Nations in Dollywood. But the thing is, Brazil is one of the trips that I made with Invaders that I will never ever forget. It was that magnificent.
Wow.
The treatments, everything. We stayed at a 5-star hotel. Oh my gosh, I can taste the food again. It was really, really, really nice.
Let us go to the next end of the spectrum. What is your most embarrassing steel band moment?
Ooh, what is my most embarrassing steel band moment? I can tell you what is my most my most embarrassing steel band moment. We were in Tennessee performing. And and we were doing a classical piece.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is the lights were so bright on stage that the conductor cut the band and the drummer continued rolling.
Yeah.
And no matter how I tried to give him an eye to cut off, he just continued there rolling very confidently. And it's like, when is she going to stop? And people are there sitting down watching us. And I'm smiling and trying to tell him, stop. And he's just not taking me on. But eventually, somebody in the back said, Timon. Oh, I said the name, Shucks. I was hoping for my most embarrassing moments. I have very little, but I mean, that one, I can never forget. Yeah. Never forget that. Yeah.
Okay, so you joined Invaders. You are a young lady, right?
Yes.
When you joined?
Yes.
What kind of improvements you've seen within the steel band, within Invaders, since you became a member?
What type of what is that? What type of
Movements.
improvements?
Yeah.
Wow. Whew. Invaders is a band, is an institution that the history is so rich,
I,
and with
I,
time memorial, I mean, with management, with the type of players, we just keep improving on everything. Performance improved, um, management, the type of players that we have. We are so blessed to have such an integral movement. I mean, I can't even find the words to say how Invaders, and even though we have never won a panorama,
Mhm.
it's a band with so much resilience, and we just know how to bounce back and come again, no
I,
matter what.
I want to add something to that. Pedigree.
Yeah,
Pedigree. There is one thing invaders have besides being iconic is pedigree.
yeah. We just know how to rise above whatever they may say, whatever kind of words that are being said about invaders or whatever. And also because of the kind of organization that we have, sponsors recognize that too, and they know how we are so well oiled
Yeah.
that they will want to be a part of it. And um, we have gone from one of the changes that I've been there to see is we have gone from a regular type of management to this different type of management style where we have a management team. You have to apply for the position, you send in your application. We have a board of directors because we're incorporated and everything now. So it's a difference. The different stages. We just keep moving up and up and up.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We have to thank God for that.
Yeah. Tell me, who are your favorite steel band arrangers?
Ooh, you had to ask that? Oh,
Yeah. That,
okay.
that you just love, you love music or something.
Well, it is same a compare. I
Yeah.
just call them a compare.
Yeah.
So my favorite arrangers is Len Booksy Sharp. Len
Hmm.
Booksy Sharp,
Yeah.
as I said, that's my compare. That's my son's godfather. We've been friends for years.
Yeah.
And I always liked his music. I like his style, and he has done a lot of work with us. And I love Boogsy's music. I like Boogsy. I like Robbie Grennett's style of music. We were very privileged to also get a taste of Clive Bradley. As a matter of fact, we were the last band that he arranged for
Hmm.
before he passed on. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Um, Teach, it will always be one of my favorites also. And who else do I like? I'm saving the best for last. I I also liked Professor's music. I liked his kind of fiery style.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace also.
Hmm.
And I also like Duvon Stewart's type of music, Sion Gomez, his style of music, and of course my arranger, Arden Herbert,
Okay.
his type of music.
So I want to ask you some trivia questions now. Uh,
Someone?
trivia questions.
Okay.
It's just about a few questions. I call this segment blood pressure.
Blood
And
pressure. Wow.
blood pressure. So I
You
hope
know, Peter, blood pressure. Okay, go ahead.
you I ask you questions and you make a choice, okay?
Okay, good.
Tiramisu or red velvet?
Red velvet
Ice cream or smoothies?
ice cream,
Beach or river?
beach.
Books or TV?
Hmm. Hmm. I would say, they both have a kind of on the same line, but because it's blood pressure, I would say TV.
TV. Romance or comedy movies?
Romance.
Romance. WhatsApp or Instagram?
WhatsApp.
Juve or Pretty Mass?
Ooh, Juve.
Carnival or Christmas?
I love my Christmas.
Love
I love
Christmas.
my carnival because carnival tends to have what I do more than anything else. So, what kind of question is that? You're putting me under pressure there.
I mean, will answer. Which one do you prefer?
Can I say the both?
No, you can't say the both.
Can I say half and half?
Okay, okay. Half and half make one. Okay. See, so you have passed with, your blood pressure seems to be okay.
Good.
Okay?
Yes.
NLCB doesn't want you to play with your life. NLCB wants you to be safe by following the 3 Ws. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Stay hydrated with Caribbean spring water, natural alkaline spring water from the northern range. D, does Invaders have like programs, initiatives that empower young people?
Of course we do. We have a youth band, a
Yeah,
youth orchestra.
okay. So that's the youth orchestra. So the young people, you have people there who teach, guide them with music and that type of thing, learning music, so that you'll be fostering
Yeah,
a whole new batch of arrangers and stuff like that, musicians.
definitely, definitely. We've always had good tutors who came from invaders themselves,
Hmm.
um, in order to pass on their knowledge to the younger persons.
Hmm.
And the youth band started in 2013.
Hmm.
Back then, we started with Joanna Short, who's also a member of Invaders.
Hmm.
And now we have members of Invaders, as in from the senior band, who is on the management of the junior band, and they conduct classes for them. During this pandemic time, they had their virtual classes going on, doing their online music classes.
Hmm.
Before that, of course, when we could have gathered, it used to be in the Panyard, and they have also, you know, put them in a position where the some of the younger players, they got so versed that they came on to the senior band. As a matter of fact, that's what it is. They are there. They're going to start off there, and of course, gradually they come into the senior band once they reach to that specific level. And we've had like over 5 or 6 of them that came over from
Hmm.
the senior band. So we have been having a really good program since then. I mean, good tutors, and they are in a good place.
Hmm.
The Well, of course, as you know, the junior band, they won the panorama in 2019,
Yeah.
and that also was one of my most memorable moments because, as you know, my son was one of the arrangers with his god brother, who
Hmm.
was who is Roxanne Christian's son. So it's all within the Invaders family. That's Jalen Charles,
The
and
family.
of course, yeah, and of course, Rashawn.
Yeah.
Rashawn, who grew up in Invaders, and Jalen also grew up in Invaders, and they came from the junior band, and they just went on and they did what they had to do. So it's there. Succession is there.
One of the most popular post-carnival steel band events is the Invaders Republic Day Juve competition event,
Oh no.
and it has grown by leaps and bounds. And it's a pity that we haven't had it for what, on the road for about
Yes.
2 years. 2 years.
Yes. Yeah.
How was this Juve thing conceptualized? How that came about?
That came about coming out of the 75th anniversary in 2015. and Diane Dumas, Diane Dumas, and also Mr. Imamali from up the road, right up the road from by the Panyard, may God rest his soul. He
Yeah.
was, he was, as a matter of fact, the both of them, they came up with the idea for us to do a juve on the road, pretty much. Bringing back that type of traditional old time style. If you would remember, when I started to talk with respect to Francis Wickham and Day, I came into the band and I met that with us pushing the racks on the road. So, in order for us to commemorate that 75th anniversary type of atmosphere, we
Yeah.
wanted to do a traditional, bring back the traditional touch.
Yeah.
To sell it to the players was kind of hard because remember, they came into the era when they're on a truck, on the trailer. So, pushing on the road, oh God, how we going to do that? We have to practice it. And, the whole 9 yards. But
Yeah.
when they experienced it, because I mean, those who had experienced it spoke about it, but talking it and walking it is two totally different things.
Yeah.
So when they experienced it that first year, it was like no turning back. They enjoyed it, So it's coming out of that whole Republic de Juve. According to Michael, when Michael did an interview at time, it was supposed to be a one-off.
Yeah.
But Peter, you and I know how great that one-off was. And by public demand,
Yeah.
we had to do it another year. And
Yeah.
then another year. And then it just evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful experience. As somebody who has experienced it, it is a beautiful experience.
It is. And we are always so thankful to all of the bands in Woodbrook who have been a part of it, and also our guest bands too, who have always been there to support their brother and sister. It's a gift to the nation from the Woodbrook bands, and it just keeps growing, as you said.
I think that Invaders has been fortunate to always somehow attract positive sponsors, right? How does having a sponsor seal band, how it benefits a seal band really?
I would say it's been a nice partnership.
Yeah?
Are you hearing me properly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get a little feedback.
I'm hearing you.
Okay. It's a nice partnership. I would say you feel good to know that you are branded, so to speak. Nothing takes away from your name. Your name in itself says a lot. But when you have that kind of support there and you have people who are showing you, we want to be on board with you, we want to make sure and share in all what it is that you have to give out more than anything else. And we are willing to put in this X amount, and they are seeing that your management is competent to provide whatever it is that they need, be it a financial breakdown or your whole managerial structure and your whole business ideas and all of that. You would tend to want to be a part of it, to share in that type of partnership with Steel Orchestra. And I mean, on top of which, our national instrument, you will want to be a part of that more than anything else. A culture, be part of the culture.
Yeah.
And to see them in their T-shirts around whenever you have any great event, especially around Panorama time, and they come and they have their T-shirts and they're giving you that support. It kind of boosts your morale. It makes you feel, appreciated.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
What are your views on virtual pan events?
What are my views on?
Virtual pan events with the new normal.
One of my views, I don't like it because at the end of the day, for me, pan is about a feel, is about that whole atmosphere of feeling close to your brother and your sister and the whole vibes and energy.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that is how we have to do it now, and it's accepted, but ask me if I like it. I'm being honest, I don't. But I guess you have to go with the normal, but nothing can beat the real thing. You know that because pan is vibes, pan is energy, pan is there's beauty and, this whole is sweat and blood and
Yeah.
you know about the blood. Yeah, you know about the blood.
Yeah. What is required for Pan to have a place in Carnival 2022?
What is required, I would think,
Mm-hmm.
everybody to be vaccinated with the foremost. Vaccine.
Yeah.
Nothing to top that.
So you think it will have a something could be done like something not virtual but something
I mean,
needed, you know, safe zones. I would call them safe zones. A safe zone panorama.
safe zone panorama. And but it comes back to if in that safe zone, if you'll be able to feel the vibe of people, they being around you, just you know, I just can't envisage how it's going to be because of how I know so many years of the experience. But this is a new way, and it's always about accepting new things. So that's why I would say the first thing I know is about the vaccination process,
Yeah.
you know, um, and then we take it from there. God knows.
But we might have a model to follow this year's Miami Carnival. In,
Yeah.
in that they're having a panorama competition, and the requirement is that the audience has to be vaccinated, one, and the panelists, the participants, have also to be vaccinated.
hmm
So
Yeah.
that is a model. Is a model. Maybe you could look at that model.
Yeah. I hit the salient point. The first thing I asked, and what did I say? And now you are explaining to me how it is.
Yeah,
So it's the new norm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just have a couple more questions for you.
Wow.
Um, what has COVID-19 taught you about yourself?
Oh boy. Wow. COVID-19, I think, like everybody else, I would hope. But for me, I did a lot of self introspection.
Yeah.
And of course, it brought me, not, well, I wouldn't say you, it brought me closer to knowing a little bit more about my creator.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I wasn't grounded,
Mm-hmm.
but it just gives you that sense of calmness for you to sit back and realize that there is life after Pan.
Mm-hmm.
And in as much as I would think every day going to Pan is like, yes, in as much as you're going through the routine, when is it going to stop? It showed me where it actually did stop.
Mm-hmm.
And things that I would not have made important became important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And skills that I have that I had on the back burner, I had to bring them forward again.
Yeah.
Certain things that I was unable to do, I started to do that. And I was able to concentrate a little more, not taken away from what I had to do with my work, but I was able to concentrate a little more on Desiree Myers.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
final question: what lies ahead for Desiree Myers? The future. What does the future hold for you?
Well, nobody knows what your future holds for you. The only the good Lord knows what your future holds for you. But what I can say is good things lie ahead for me.
Yeah. Beautiful. Desiree, I must thank you for being my guest this evening.
It was a pleasure.
I enjoy this. I enjoy this.
Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah. You have been looking at Bloodline podcast on iEnt Live. My guest this evening has been Desiree Myers, music coordinator of Shell Invaders Sea Orchestra and chairman of the Northern Region of Pan Trinbago. Remember to tune in next Friday at the same time when I present another of our creatives. Bloodline podcast on iEnt Live is sponsored by NLCB and Caribbean Spring Water. Have a pleasant evening. Ciao.
Digitize and monetize with iEnt Live, the only platform that provides complete digital support for entertainers, promoters, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Leverage our one-stop digital ecosystem that will allow you to promote your music, sell albums, and host paid events, host webinars and sell courses, promote your concerts, sell tickets and live stream events, and market your business or project to generate new customer leads, traffic, and more. This is all supported by our homegrown AI-driven digital marketing infrastructure that has successfully served hundreds of clients around the world. To learn more, send us a message or call 765-4641.